Namaste everyone, welcome to the video. So in this video, first we will discuss the practical applications of the topic, and then we will move into the spiritual truths and philosophies. So in the previous video, we talked about how to do or how to practice Anapanasati meditation, discovered and spread by the Buddha originally around the world. In this video, we are going to see how Anapanasati meditation, with slight modifications or tips, we can do it more deeply. So deep meditation tips, and this is for relief of stress, tension, anxiety, depression, and even more problems like psychosis and schizophrenia, all these kinds of psychological problems we can tackle with the help of meditation, Anapanasati meditation. So in the previous video we have seen how to do it. If you have not watched the previous video, it is okay. In this video we will see. So it is a yogic practice of breath awareness meditation. Okay, breath awareness. So we simply have to sit comfortably, remove the specs if you have any specs, and then relax your body. Keep your spine straight, need not be stiff, just comfortably straight, face forward, and then gently close your eyes, relax your hands, and come to your normal and natural breathing. Just observe your normal and natural breathing. And naturally, we may get many thoughts, or we may slip into sleep, something like that. So, what we have to do is gently come back to the normal and natural breathing and just observe the breath. So this is the basic practice of Anapanasati meditation. Simple. So here a key is the breath. So breath itself is like a special, basic, universal mantra. It makes subtle sounds at our nostrils that we may not be able to hear, but it's like a sound like so and hum, or om and om. The basic sounds like basic sounds. So in your mind, along with your breath, along with your inhalation, you can either say in your mind, not outward, so, and when exhaling you can say hum, or you can say om when inhaling, and you can say om while exhaling. So this is a tip for beginners who are just starting Anapanasati meditation and having thoughts and feeling uncomfortable. So if you just add this mantra for a little while, this is not mandatory for everybody, it's just a tip, using Soham mantra or Om mantra with the Anapanasati meditation. These two are basic mantras that sound like the breath itself. So we are not doing too much of mental work. Okay? So if we get thoughts, come back to the breath. If you need support, just use Soham or Om mantra. Let us practice now. with Soham first. So, um, so, you need not say out loud, just for the video to understand. I just said it. Now, we'll do internally. So, um, and now instead of Soham, we can use Om and Om mantra. Om during inhalation and Om during exhalation internally. And you can even use numbers up to 10, like 1 during inhalation, 1 during exhalation, 2 in, 2 out, 3 in, 3 out, internally mental chanting, counting the breaths up to 10. These are not mandatory steps. This is not the original Anapanasati, but these are added modifications and techniques and tips for newcomers to be able to practice Anapanasati meditation in the future. Okay, these will help, in my experience at least, to practice if we get a lot of thoughts. Okay, so this is the practical method to why we are doing this. Okay, this is the question. Now let's dive into the spiritual. So we said this method, this technique helps us relieve from stress, anxiety, and depression, tensions, mental suffering basically. Right? So why are we trying to overcome this? Because obviously they cloud our minds and make us miserable. So we are trying to find a way to overcome these kinds of feelings. And to overcome this, we have the practical method given by Gautama Buddha called Anapanasati meditation. This much is very clear to us, right? So to make things simple, what is simple? To have a simple here, simplicity in the head, inside the mind. If we have simple things, we are just observing simple breath. So if we clear the mind, clutter, everything, have this thing clear, obviously our sufferings of, or as said by Buddha, called dukkha, sadness, or pains, this is how we tackle Anapanasati meditation. And slowly we go into the process called insight or Vipassana meditation. It is just, Anapanasati is the foundation of this. As you go deeper into the practice and just keep on observing things as they are, like you are observing your breath, it is just Vipassana. So in the recent times, the story of Buddha has been very fascinating to me. So he was very rich, he was a prince, he had all kinds of materialistic things available to him, and still, instead of just spending his entire life in the materialism, in the materialistic luxuries, he chose to leave the luxuries and live as a begging monk. Why did he do that? Because he came to a realization that materialistic things are not helping him to be happy. or they are not permanent, and so many other realizations that he had, like youth is impermanent, old age will come and death will come, health is not permanent, sometimes we get sick. And then he came across a sadhu or sannyasi yogi kind of a person who was living by taking alms from the people, like bhiksha or begging. And then Gautam Siddhartha realized that this person is happy even though he doesn't have anything. So he had this transformational experience, and the main point here is he started seeking spirituality. And he kind of realized that the main point here is accepting or choosing the path of spirituality. The main thing, choosing this spiritual aspect, internal thing, or knowledge and wisdom, main spirituality, meditation, and then a simple kind of a living. Because if you empty your mind through meditation, automatically this simplicity will reflect everywhere in your life. So what is the root cause of all this suffering? He said that of course the life itself, birth itself is the root cause. With the birth we get our mind and body and the needs and necessities, and then fear of losing, or maybe fear of maybe what if we don't get food to eat, all these kinds of thoughts. And even if you ate now, what about tomorrow? And then money, what if you don't have enough money? What if you want more money? All these kinds of things will obviously lead to stress, anxiety. So today's world is like that. People are in stress, and it is leading to other kinds of physical problems, physical illnesses and diseases. So these are all the reflections of the root that is called by Buddha as dukkha. And to overcome this dukkha or suffering, he gave out the most important lesson is the meditation itself, the Anapanasati meditation, which leads to Vipassana. So we begin by observing the breath, and then slowly we start to observe the insight. Whatever phenomenon are coming and going, we just observe them without any judgment. We just be there. For example, in my case itself, I was meditating, and suddenly I saw in the middle of meditation, there was nothing. Obviously, I was just observing the breath coming in and going out. Suddenly there were shifts in the consciousness. I was becoming aware of the subconsciousness sometimes, and coming back to consciousness. Sometimes it feels like I am in the subconscious state, like drifting into sleep, but at the same time I'm completely awake because I'm observing the breath. And suddenly, like a galaxy appeared with the center with a bright light. So I was just observing this. I did not ask any questions like what is this, where did it come from, even though questions might come. But my job is just to observe all these happenings as they are happening, however they are happening, without getting involved or passing judgments. This is the Vipassana meditation. So Gautama Buddha preached his noble truths and noble paths, but other things you will get automatically if you do Anapanasati meditation. So overview is, there is dukkha in the world. This has to be acknowledged. There is suffering, there is stress, tension, anxiety, depression, everywhere. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows stress. Everyone knows tension. Any person who, because of the nature of life, we get these things. And to overcome that, the solution is a meditation. So, this is something I wanted to share. So, now my personal story sharing. So, obviously, I was feeling stress, tension, a lot of mental happenings, thoughts, making decisions, a lot of mental disturbance was happening. So I know that okay, meditation has to be done, particularly in this kind of situation. So to have better meditation, this is another tip. We can do some physical activity like walking or climbing stairs, and taking a cold shower or any bath, and then sit for meditation. It will be helpful. And I gave tips like using Soham mantra or Om mantra or counting the breath. But mind that you have to be with your normal breathing only, not control the breath in the as part of the Anapanasati meditation. Okay? So if you have any questions, please ask in the comments. I will answer them, and I hope that we will come up with more videos with more clarity and sharing more experiences and wisdom. But ultimate is everyone has to walk on their own path towards this goal of enlightenment, that is overcoming your dukkhas and sufferings. No guru, no teacher, nobody can help you. We can only just tell you this technique, just said about Anapanasati meditation, just how Buddha also told that many acharyas, teachers helped him how to meditate, but he alone had to walk the path and come to the realization and become a jnani, become a Buddha. So similarly, everyone is there on their own, have to walk their own path and practice meditation on their own, alone. You can practice in groups, but your journey is going to be by yourself, alone, inside, inward. So I wish you well, good luck, and all the best. Take care.